Thank you very much for coming out. I see there's a nice crowd there. And I think the last event there was funny. I think the Irish team did exceptionally well, if I'm honest. There you go. Not a bit biased. But I'm going to bring it down just a little tone. As introduced, my name is Paul, I'm from Westport. And in 2018, defined me as a person. And today I'm going to speak about perspective, about goal setting and visualizations. Starting 2016, I started training with a local guy in Westport. And I had become, in April of 2018, after 18 months of hard and difficult training and lots of pain, I was physically and mentally in a fantastic place. I was physically and mentally strong. Late April of 2018, I became a little unwell. I had a sore throat and I had mouth ulcers. So nothing you will get too worried about. The health concerns came quite quickly. About a week after going to the doctor initially and put on a course of antibiotics, my condition had not improved at all. So I went to my doctor that morning. That morning, just before I left the house, I looked in the mirror as I was brushing my teeth, and I had a black eye. A non-impact event. Nothing had happened that could have given me a black eye, really. So when I arrived at my doctor, he said, "What happened to your eye?" I said, "I have no idea at all." He said, "Any impact event? Did your girlfriend swing an arm during the night? Anything?" I said, "Absolutely not. She's not allowed to touch me when it's sleeping time." So he initially said, "Look, we need to get this checked. I need you to go to the Whyte clinic as quickly as possible." Okay? With the sense of urgency I got from him, I thought, yeah, okay, this is a little bit more serious than I initially thought. I arrived up at the Whyte clinic at about 11:45. Within an hour and a half, I had 2 blood tests taken, and by 2 o'clock, I was told I was going to be rushed over to the University College Hospital, about a 15-minute drive away, and it was important that I get there without stopping anywhere to get water and just get over there as quickly as possible. Again, I was thinking, what could this be? How bad could this be? Before I left the hospital, the consultant said, "You need to get there as soon as possible. Find the claddle ward, skip general admissions and accident and emergency, and find the claddle ward as soon as possible." I arrived into the claddle ward about 20 minutes later. I was greeted by 2 women. And the 2 women said, "Hey Paul, we need to bring you into room 18. Okay, room 18 still had nothing to me. Within 45 minutes, I had the first bone marrow biopsy of many performed. I was diagnosed with AML, anti-money laundering. And I said, "I'm in the clear, absolutely, there's no hassle there." And I was very quickly told by a Polish gentleman who's a very matter-of-fact demeanour about him, that I had what was called acute myeloid leukemia, the most aggressive type of blood cancer you can get. And I was in the process of dying. Finding my better judgment, I said, "Doc, you need to tell me what are my chances here, I need something to grasp onto. That's how I run my life. I need to just, if you give me 5, I want 10, I'll always strive." So he said, "Okay, less than 10%. I went, "No hassle, 90% plus to get out of this, I have no problems." I smiled and went, "Yeah, we're okay, Doc, there's no hassle." And he stopped, and his face changed. He said, "I do not think you understand me. You are on the low end of the 10% bracket to survive." The natural emotion is, oh shit. I'm not a very good looking guy, but that picture does me no justice. I'm gaunt, I'm grey, and my daughter, who's 8, still loves me. The harsh reality hits very, very quick. You've no choice. The roller coaster of events that will forever shape the rest of my life were to begin within the next 24 hours. This is 17 months ago I was told this. My treatment was given to me quite quickly. Without getting into all the scientific facts that I know very little about anyway, I was just told, if I'm lucky, we have a journey ahead of us, but it's unlikely. Of course, the natural things when you hear about aggressive chemotherapy treatments are about your fertility and the risks attached to that. Goes on to the importance of fitness. I've been mentally and physically fit is vitally important. And organ health is one that I was shocked at. I never really realised how much damage you can really do in your 30s. I was 39 when I was diagnosed. And this was about, had I taken any steroid for being so fit and trying to become more muscular, etc., that would have had a detrimental impact on the level of chemotherapy I could have taken. And then they came to the one of, I need to ask you a question, and I need you to answer this question very quickly. Do you take a recreational drug? My answer was a genuine no. He said, if you're lying to me, I will know, because I'll be telling your mum and your girlfriend who are sitting out in the lobby that you're dead. The impact of the drug would have had that type of impact on the level of chemotherapy I could have taken. Very quickly, no time to waste. The chemotherapy started within 24 hours, which is not really unheard of with leukemia. And the next 9 days were filled with 23 sessions of beautifully hard-hitting chemotherapy to save my life. In hospital, you have to learn very, very quickly, especially when you're so ill. I had to learn to be patient. And as Irish people, we're very relaxed, but we're not very patient. And I suffer from this quite badly. It has improved because I've learned how to. I learned that patience is not just over 12 hours, it's over 24. That you need to really let yourself become patient and relax more about things. I learned that movement, interaction, and laughter were to become 3 vital ingredients of my recovery. The movement was to get off my arse and walk around the hospital ward, even wearing a mask and looking ridiculous numerous times per day. The interaction was with nurses, both flirting and just talking. And of course, other patients, and seeing what these other patients had, how they had used particular techniques, whether breathing and stuff, to get through your day. Positivity was something that I'm born with, but it was tested a lot. Staying positive to a certain point is easy, but day after day, I had a 6-month period where I spent in the grounds of the hospital with only 3 breaks. One was what I'll speak about in just a moment. And mental health. I think when you're placed in an environment such as it, you become very aware about your mental health, and it's tested. I don't suffer with any mental health issue, but I do believe during this period I had what I believe is called a situational depression. I didn't know how it felt. Afterwards, I look back and went, wow, okay, maybe I was lower than I thought. The picture on the right is when I lost my hair. My daughter said, Dad, if you're changing your hair, I'm changing mine. So this was the challenge that I was faced with. We all know that chemotherapy saved my life initially. There's no doubt. But I firmly believe there was a couple of other factors that were very, very, very important. My own mind. I practiced a lot of belly breathing and meditation. This was so I didn't hit too many highs and too many lows. I stayed within a range where it was manageable. That became very important for me. Reiki and crystal energy healing have their place. I have no doubt that our chakras in every single person are probably not balanced, but I believe they have also had a huge impact. Self-care, self-belief and resilience. Well, self-care was getting out of bed every morning, even when I felt like I didn't want to. Even when I felt that, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to make it. It was to get up out of the bed and have a shower. The self-belief was, yes, I believe in myself, in my body, and my capabilities. And the resilience was telling this and every complication with it that I was far, far better. I love my little captions, and I've cut a lot of them for today because Charlotte has me on the clock. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because it trusts not on the branch but on its own wings. Always believe in yourself. Goal setting is something that I had to set for myself, and I got a little bit of advice on a guy who has just finished his treatment. Goal setting and visualizations for me go hand in hand. So I was told, whatever you do in this place, in the Cloud Award, in Galway, was to create a goal. But creating a goal is useless because you'll get a text message or you get a phone call, and that goal that you set and you're asked last hour in work about getting the lawn cut so you could go watch a match without the wife annoying you. This was very much about, you don't just create it, you must set it. And by setting it, I always think, write it down or tell somebody, because then you have a responsibility. When you set it, you must strive and work towards that goal, whether that's physically or mentally. I won't go into the other bits like the financial. Mentally and physically, I firmly believe we have within us the capabilities to be whatever we want to be, within reason, of course. We're not going to be going to space now. But of course, we can achieve this. By working towards it, we certainly can achieve it, but it doesn't end there. If I had thought that month by month after my chemotherapy, that once I achieved that, it was all over. You have to keep on improving. And by keep on improving, you must create and set another goal. Two of the major goals and visualizations that I set for myself looked very unlikely in May of 2018. They were a year from that date that I was diagnosed, was my daughter's first Holy Communion. I had to see it. And it was about me getting home for a few days for my 40th birthday. Late last October, almost a year ago, I was told, Paul, you're going home. But not without very strict instructions of 2 years of monthly blood and bone marrow tests, which are not very pleasant. These were really, really important for your recovery. You can imagine how happy this guy from Westport, this Egypt, going, yes, I'm going home. Yes, yes. Doctors, nurses, family going, oh my God, this is fantastic news. Oh my God, fantastic. And I'm left in a room by myself to pack up. And I sit down. And what would you think my natural reaction was when I'm buying myself? Has anybody got an idea what that could be? I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And people have often said, well, how, what? Geez, you're delighted. This is great. The fear was the support network that I had for 6 months, while this tried to kill me, is now gone. So I go home and I feel a tweak, or I have a sore back, or I have a sore toe. I can't ring a bell now. So the emotions became quite overpowering for a few months after I left hospital. So I have won many battles, but the war for me still continues until October of next year. My position is fantastic. My recent tests have been all good, thank God. I made a commitment and I visualized happy days. I decided, no matter what happened here, as long as I lasted, I was going to celebrate life. The guy in the top right is the guy who I was training with, an amazing guy and a personal friend. Bottom left is my family. The lady in the middle is a huge support to me, and that's my girlfriend Linda. The guy bottom middle is the guy who told me, in no uncertain terms, that I ruined his summer of 2018 because he wouldn't play golf without me. And of course, some very important pictures are ones that I cherish. And that's the picture furthest right. I promised and I visualized my daughter that she would cut Daddy's 40th birthday cake, and we did. I also said that I'd make it to her first communion. It's the most important and the most emotional day I've had in 2019. She feared and she worried about me and would I be able to see it. She even had me picked out a new suit. And for the first time in her life, she let me wear pink. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not too far away from finishing up. But the reason I have named my presentation tonight the 10% game is because I believe within every single person here there's 10% left. Have you ever gone to a gym and you're out on your feet and you're exhausted, tired, and you think, I can do no more? There's always one left. We all have within us the 10%. We all face life challenges, financial, physical, mental. We all have any amount of these challenges going on day after day after day. I had more of them than anyone because I was a complaining, moany, old Irishman. Genuinely, I do believe that is in us. In this room, trust me, you all have within you the capacity to be heroic. Every person. I'd love to hand out a sheet of paper and tell me how you are heroic. I didn't think I was until my daughter told me, Dad, you're my hero. Why? Because you're not sick anymore. That is what heroic is. That could be about buying a new book or a new basketball because the other one is too flat. These are the little things we can do for our kids and our family and our friends. Before I leave here, we all get a little bit of homework. There's no biros and no sheets of paper, no handing them up for Charlotte to correct and stuff. But I want, before this is over, I want everyone in this room, just for the next 3 or 4 seconds, to set a goal for yourself that you can't achieve without too much effort. Regardless of anyone else, you are able. Whether that's getting fit, losing weight, gaining weight, whatever, it's all achievable. And the difference that I do speak of is down to the 10%. I can stand over that. I am experienced. Had I not believed in my own 10%, my mother, who has 4 lads, would have lost her favourite son. In a way, everyone laughs at that. Secondly, my girlfriend Linda would be left without her best friend. But most importantly, my daughter Sienna would be left without her father. Thank you.